Welcome back to another video here on the channel. Sorry it's been a while. I've been very sick. I've been very ill. I've had a really bad chest infection and then a cold and went back to a chest infection. It was awful. So that I've had no energy. I had no videos stocked up either. So it has been a while. Specifically, we haven't uploaded a video in almost a month. So yeah. This is going to be a deck profile of Digimon. We're going to have a Yu-Gi-Oh deck profile coming to the channel. We're also going to have a Card Fight Vanguard and more Digimon stuff. So in the next few weeks, there's going to be plenty of deck profiles coming out. I'm going to have to get some matches recorded though. So let me know if you want to see any matches of the other card games that I play and stuff, because I do need to get them to the channel and stuff to kind of show you. We're not just all about Digimon here. We're TCG. So today's deck profile is a deck profile I've been having a lot of fun with. This is Agubond, and I've been having so much fun with this since I've built it. But without further ado, let's jump into the deck profile, shall we? Starting off with our eggs, we are running 4 BT9 Greymons. Inheritable when this Digimon has Agumon or Greymon in its name, get plus 1000 DP, and the Agumon part does come up because this is Agubond. Essentially, you may as well call it like pseudo rookie rush almost. On to the rookies for BT12 Agumon. So this Agumond's became almost a staple in every Greymon deck. Search top 4, get a Greymon or an Omnimon in its name to your hand, as well as one Tamer with Tie in its name, and Inheritable plus 1000 DP. So his on-play of Revealing comes up so much with this deck because of how we play it. He is probably the most valuable rookie in this entire deck, I would have to say. Next up, 4 EX1 Agumons for the Inheritable, to try and get Tamer cards and get faster, as well as Digimon with Agumon in name. We run a lot of Agumons, and then obviously this is Agubond, so you got Agumon Bond of Courage, or Bond of Bravery as he's known. So this is kind of one of the ways to search him out. So, comes up, very nice. Then we are running 3 BT6 Agumons when we play a Tamer, all turns with a tie coming in its name, gain a memory. So if this guy's sitting on the field and they hit a tie in security, we're just going to gain a memory, which is very nice. And then while this Digimon has Agumon Bond of Bravery, if this Digimon is Bond of Bravery, it gets plus 1 security attack as Inheritable. That has very rarely came up for me. So now we're going to do something in the deck profile that I don't normally do. So right now we are running 3 promo Agumons. Now this is meant to be BT14 Agumons, but I don't have any spare, and I don't feel like taking them out of the other deck that they're in. So this is maybe the BT14 Agumon because it goes here so well. So the Inheritable is pretty much the same of if you go Greymon in name plus 2000 DP, but then it's as the BT14 Agumon main effect. If you've got a Tamer with Tie in its name on the field, you may Digivolve to a Greymon for 0 cost at the start of your main phase, which is very handy in this deck. So these are meant to be BT14 Agumons, but so the promo is just a placeholder for now. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. That way you never miss a thing. On to our level 4s. We are running 3 copies of promo Greymon. I had to sit there and think for a sec. I looked at the code and it's RBO1, and I know it's not RBO1. So while this Digimon has Agumon in its Digivolution sources, plus 1 security attack. So we are very aggressive, essentially just Digivolve swing, hope it lives, essentially. So we can generally swing for 6,000-7,000, and potentially even a little bit higher depending on what other things are on the board. And hopefully get those 2 checks out. We are then running alongside it 3 BT12 Greymons. Just to, if we don't have a tie in play, we get to play a tie, and we play a lot of ties, so just the possibility to get one out for nothing is good. Inheritable is plus 1000 DP if we have Greymon or Omnimon in name. Very rarely comes up with how we play the deck. Then we are running 3 of the structure deck 15 Greymons for the security effect. That's really kind of the only reason we play it, to get the Tamer with Tie, from a hand or trash in play, or an Agumon on play. We don't really play it for any of the other effects, but sometimes they come up, the fact that he's a blocker and is inheritable, but we do mainly play it for the security. Then we are running 2 EX1 Greymons. So when attacking once per turn, we may play a tie with a play cost of 3 or less from our hands while paying the memory. We play a lot of free cost ties in this deck, so this is very easy to do. But it's just inheritable, like getting up to an ultimate or higher is not something we do a whole lot in this deck, hence why this is only a 2 of. And then, because of all the red Tamers we're actually playing this deck, we're playing 2 as Agoonies for hybrid for game. I wasn't originally playing these, I eventually made some space for them. So, we play a lot of red Tamers, and it just seems like a no-brainer just to not, we should run hybrids, and yeah. Has came up. On to level 5s. 2 Metal Greymons from BT12. The raid potential of his and stuff, if he could be a blocker to get Tamers, more Tamers played out and stuff. Essentially, it's like kind of Tamer spam heavy is what we kind of aim for. Is the main reason we're playing this. The inheritable, once again, very, very rarely comes up, if ever. Then we have 1 EX1 Skull Greymon, and we have 1 BT14 Skull Greymon. I am wanting to swap out this BT14 Skull Greymon for another EX1, as I'd rather have the EX1 Skull Greymon, to be honest. Just be able to get that +1 security attack, and then play out the Agubond suspended. I know this one gives rush, but its whole effect is on Digivolve. If it was when attacking, like, I know it makes no sense. And there's been times when I could Digivolve into this BT14 one, and it's a line I've got to delete that I'm not exactly wanting to delete, because like the board ends up getting pretty wide. So I have found myself being a bit more fond of the EX1 Skull Greymon, so this will get swapped out eventually when I get my hands on a second copy. Now, on to level 6s. Told you my level 5s was very short. 2 Warp Digivolve War Greymons. Just seemed like a go-to for this deck. We've got a lot of Agumons we're going to be playing. We have a lot of ties we're going to be playing. So why not play the Warp Digivolve War Greymon? So when Digimon, this Digimon gains raid and may declare an attack, so it could pseudo blitz. Then if we have a Tamer, it gets +1 security attack and piercing. He actually has came up quite often in this deck. In the times I've played it, just be able to Warp Digivolve over the Agumons that we have many, many of. And that's it for level 6s. On to level 7s. The only level 7 we're running. 3 Agumon Bond of Bravery. It is his deck, so we're maxing out on him. As once again, we have the ability to warp into him, and I cannot wait to eventually play the Ace version of this guy. Just being able to sit there and go, for the cost of 3, I play an Agumon, search top 4, do my stuff. If I'm on 2 or less security, my opponent declares attack, and I go Blast Digivolve into a level 7. It's going to be nuts. But yeah, so for those who maybe not know Agumon Bond of Bravery's effect though, if you when attacking, if you have a Tamer in play, you may delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 13,000 DP or less. And then your turn, once per turn, if an opponent's Digimon is deleted, trash the top card of their security. So essentially, you can swing in, delete something, trash, then get the check in. On to Tamers. This is Agubond, so we're running 4 of the BT6 ties. So when you would raise a Digimon with Agumon or Greymon from the breeding area to the battle area, gain 1 memory and draw 1 card. And then once per turn, when you may Digivolve one of your Agumons into an Agumon Bond of Bravery, ignoring its level, and if you do, trash the top 2 cards of your security, but then if you have 1 or more security cards, delete that Digimon at the end of the turn. Don't have to tap or anything. And these all accumulate, so if all 4 are in the field and you raise, that's gain 4 memory, draw 4 cards. It has been pretty crazy. Continuing that of the cost of 3 ties that we could play with the EX, 2 BT12s, because sometimes the blocker and the memory gain comes up a lot more than the blocker does, but the DP increase is also very nice, to be honest. We're only playing 2 of them because we don't really rely on blocker. We're trying to go very aggressive, so it's not very often we're leaving ourselves a Digimon unsuspended on the board. Next, we're playing 1 of the BT14 ties. At start main, one of our Digimon vaccine traits gets +2,000 DP for the turn. and when a card is removed from our opponent's security stack, suspend this tamer to gain a memory. It's just another cost of free tie. It's a red. It's something easy to play. And that's all of our cost of free ties, and we're running one of the memory set of ties from BT1. Now, his security attack +1 comes up so minuscule that a lot of people would say just run the other memory set of tie that came from the structure deck. Run this guy because he's also red. We now got the hybrids in the deck, so easily to digivolve over. So memory set to 3, that's enough memory to sit there and go hybrid game. So just another red option for the hybrids. And then to round off our tamers, 2 Nokias. Nokia, it's quite useful for this deck, just be able to play that Agubond out for 0 essentially, if it in security, and then we can reduce Digivolution costs into our Greymons or Omnimons and stuff with her on the field, so it makes Digivolving very cheap, very nice. Now onto our option cards. I'm only running 4 options, but they're all the same one. Red Memory Boost. Not running any trainings in this deck, as the reduced Digivolution costs we're normally Digivolving very cheap anyway. So the reduced Digivolution cost I don't feel is needed. So I'd rather have Memory Boost to search deeper into my deck for red pieces, especially since this is like one of our only ways other than the EX1 Agumon to search out Agubond. And if between this and training, when training's doing 2, and yes, I know it's only red card, I'd rather search deeper for the Agubond and hopefully see it and then add it with this. And on top of that, we're gonna gain 2 memory from this when we trash it, which is the cost the normal cost it takes to get into a Greymon, and that's most of the time where we're ending our Digivolutions. So it's still essentially a cost of 0. So this is why I'd rather play this over the training for this deck. So this has been my Agumon Bond of Bravery deck list, Agubond as known. This has been my fun deck to play recently, and I've been having a blast with it. Any suggestions that you would have, please put them in the comments below. What would you change? What would you run? Any suggestions at all? It's nice to know. Feedback is always appreciated with every deck. And I'll catch you on the next deck profile, where we have many more to come, as I'll be going through a lot of my decks, of the updated builds potentially, as well as other card games that I play in the upcoming weeks. See you all then.